Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're tackling something I think we've all struggled with, online courses. We're going to break down a really simple but powerful framework that can take a totally forgettable digital course and turn it into something where you actually walk away with a real skill.
So let me ask you something. Why are so many online courses just forgettable? I mean, we've all been there. You sign up for a course, you're all excited to learn, you click through everything, you watch the videos, and then what, a week later? It's like it never happened. You can barely remember what it was about, let alone do anything with that knowledge. It just feels like they handed you a textbook in video form, right?
And that feeling, that frustration, it gets right to the core of what we can call the digital learning problem. Now, it's not usually about the information being bad. The real issue is that huge gap between just showing someone information and actually teaching them a skill. So let's unpack what that really looks like.
Okay, check this out. This is a real course outline for a pretty technical topic, and it was spit out by an AI. And, at first glance, it looks fine. It seems totally logical, right? You've got your intro, your features, your best practices. But this is the classic information dump. It's a structure designed to tell you about a thing, not to teach you how to actually do the thing.
This really gets to the heart of the choice you have when you're designing a course. That last slide, that was a topic-based approach. It feels generic, it just throws a bunch of facts at you, and your brain just goes into overload. But the alternative, this task-based approach, now that's where the magic is. You frame the entire learning experience around doing something meaningful. So the information you get is always practical, and it's given to you right when you need it most.
So if that information dump is the big problem, what's the solution? Well, to build something better, we've got to look past all the flashy animations and slick production and get back to the basic principles of what makes instruction actually work.
An instructional design expert, M. David Merrill, just nailed it with this quote. Presenting information alone is not instruction. And that's it. That's the key. Real instruction isn't just a one-way street of facts. It's got to be an active, intentional process that's specifically designed to build a real-world skill.
In fact, Merrill gives us this amazing little roadmap with his levels of instruction. Think of it like this. Level 0 is just tell. That's our info dump. It gets a little better at level 1, where you get show and tell, kind of like a demo. Then level 2 is even better because you get to show, tell, and do. You get to practice. But the gold standard, the absolute best way, is level 3. And this one flips the whole script. It starts with a challenge, then it shows you how to solve it, and then it lets you practice. It just turns out that this is exactly how our brains are wired to learn.
All right, so we've got the problem, the information dump, and we've got the core principle, start with a challenge. So now let's put it all together and look at the framework that makes this happen.
It's called the Well-Designed Framework for Digital Courses, or WDF-DC for short. And just listen to that definition. Evidence-informed, skill-transforming, scalable. This isn't just somebody's random good idea. This is a practical, repeatable model for building courses that actually work.
The framework itself breaks down into 4 really simple events. First, you start with a real-world challenge and you hint at the solution. Right away, you have a reason to care. Then, it demonstrates the exact tasks you need to solve it. After that, you get to practice on a similar problem. And finally, it nudges you to go apply it in your own work. You see how perfectly that lines up with Merrill's gold standard? It's the same idea, just packaged up and ready to go.
Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's make this really concrete. Remember that AWS course from the beginning? We're going to go back to it and see how it was actually built using this exact framework.
So instead of a boring, what is Media Connect intro, the course kicks off with a challenge. It tells you, you are part of a team broadcasting the biggest car race of the year to a global audience. The stakes are high. And just like that, you're hooked. You have a mission.
And then, right after setting up the problem, you get the high-level solution. The course says we're going to use AWS Elemental Media Connect to make this happen. So now you've got a really clear picture in your head. There's a problem, this massive car race, and here's the tool we're going to use to solve it. Now all you want to know is how.
And this is where it all clicks. The lessons that follow aren't just a random tour of the software's features. No way. They are step-by-step demonstrations of the exact tasks you need to broadcast that car race. An expert walks you through creating a flow, adding an output, and all those technical concepts, they're explained in the context of the task, right at the moment you need to understand them. It's so much more effective.
So what about the do part, the practice? Well, in this particular course, a full-on hands-on lab just wasn't possible. But they still found a way to honor that principle. Learners were simply encouraged to follow along in their own accounts, clicking where the expert clicks. And you know what? Even that small act of doing is so much more powerful than just sitting back and passively watching a video.
All right, so what's the big payoff here? Why go to all this trouble to design a course this way? Well, it's not just about a better feeling. It's about getting measurable results, and actually empowers you, whether you're the one building the course or the one taking it.
This framework basically gives us a scorecard for what good instruction really is. According to Merrill's research, great instruction has to be 4 things. It's got to be effective, meaning you actually learn the skill; efficient, you learn it without wasting time; motivating, so you actually want to finish it and use it; and engaging. It creates a positive feeling. A course built on this framework is designed from the ground up to hit every single one of those marks.
And the benefits don't just stop with the person learning. For a whole team or a whole company, using a framework like this creates a shared language for what good looks like. That can build trust with stakeholders and even make development faster. It also shines a light on where the course creators themselves can improve their skills, which just makes everything better over time.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know what to look for, now that you can tell the difference between a lazy information dump and real skill-building instruction, you're basically equipped with a superpower. So the next time you build a course, or even just sign up for one, ask yourself this one simple question. Is this just information, or is this a challenge to solve? Thanks for joining this explainer.